You know, we've been talking about prepping for next season here on the old Ski Rex Media podcast. The beginning of season 2 has been a series of prepping for the next season, but the next season has actually started. It started in New Jersey of all places. We're going to talk about the opening of Big Snow with someone who's been there today on the old Ski Rex Media podcast. Well, as I said on the Ski Rex Media podcast this week, I've been teasing it a little bit. We have a guest, our first actual guest with first actual good sounding audio. You all know him. You all love him. He's the number one top fan of Ski Rex Media and others. Good old Tech Rob at Twitter. Rob, how you doing this evening, my friend?
I am doing excellent, Tim. Glad to be the first guest.
The first guest that worked. One of these days I'll show you guys the lost episodes. It's ridiculous. The lost episodes, I call them. So we're talking to Rob today because his season started. Now on the podcast, for those who listen to it every week, you know I've been talking about prepping, getting ready for the next season. Rob's season started. He went down to New Jersey. He went into Big Snow, and he took on the indoor hill, the only indoor hill in North America. Dude, how was it?
I got to tell you, man, the stoke is real. You know that feeling when you pull up to the mountain?
Yeah, man.
And, you know, you got your gear packed, night before you're packed, raring to go. And, you know, I'm telling you, the stoke is all real. I often wondered how it would be going to an indoor slope. How am I going to feel arriving there? But I'm in the car, I'm packed, ski wife's there, and, you know, and we pull up, and we could see it off in the distance. Just this massive facility, hill going all the way up. You know, you actually see the slope from the outside of the building.
Oh, yeah. I remember that place, man. Big orange, ugly nightmare. I hope they painted it by now.
They did paint it, yeah.
Thank God. Oh, that thing was ugly.
So, yeah, so we get there, you know, parking lot. We see all the people with their gear, raring to go in. Some people an hour early, half hour early.
Sure.
You know, so, you know, this stoke was real. And I often wondered how it would be compared to walking into a lodge or walking into somewhere else. But I tell you what, I mean, just getting there and going in general and then hitting the snow and being on the lift, I mean, you almost forget you're indoors.
See, and that's awesome because the second the place opened, haters were jumping all over it. It's not real. It's bullshit. It's fake. It's blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, whatever it was. I was hoping it'd be exactly as you said. It's just like, dude, you walk in and you're there. And it's the real deal.
That's it. Like you walk in and, you know, the second you click in, you forget you're inside.
That's amazing.
All you care about is, you know, you're feeling the snow conditions. It's soft. It's buttery.
Nice.
It's a drier flake. There's no refreeze.
Even better.
But for an off season, knock the rust off. You know, and I'm also a park rider, so you know, second year in park this year. So I mean, for me, even to go there and practice, it's definitely, you know, 100%. I was with it. I mean, I probably could have went 4 to 6 hours. You know, if they allowed it.
True. Yeah, you can't do that right now. And you can't do that because of COVID. How did they handle it? Was it handled well? Like when you got there, how did that go?
It's a little bit chaotic. So we're in the parking lot. They really don't let you in until 5 minutes onto the slope. So you have about 15 minutes to get in, get changed. So I'll take you through the process, right? So we get up to the top level. It's complete chaos up top. It's only their third day open.
Yep.
They really don't have a system down for it too much yet. So
that's a shame.
Yeah. So we go up. There's no signs that say how we check in. There's a little 3x5 sign that says like check in to the front. Okay. But an employee does come over and she's just getting in line and she's like, can I scan your QR code? Which they give you the email and they scan it.
Sure.
We go up, they scan it. They do a temperature check. And then they put you off to the side in another line according to your time, only in groups of 5.
Okay.
And socially distant, of course.
Yep.
And then they actually bring you back to the locker rooms only in groups of 5. However, you'll see people cleaning everywhere, wiping down everything. There's cards in your locker attached to it that says sanitizer on it.
Okay.
It's a little bit confusing getting your, I guess, lift ticket, but it's actually not a ticket. It's an RFID bracelet.
Okay. Cool.
So you'd go in there, but as far as like COVID, The entrance is a little bit chaotic. I'm hoping it's a little better tomorrow. But they did have a lot of stoked people there, and between Philadelphia and Jersey, gets a little heated. But other than that, the code was getting in there was a little bit chaotic, but took still no more than 10 minutes to get in.
Oh, that's not bad,
and get
then.
the lockers.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I saw some of your pictures, man. It did. How many people they running per day? Because it looked like a lot.
So yeah, there was a lot of people there. So
Okay.
their maximum capacity is 500.
Sure.
Which means they're running at 25%. They're at the 125 mark. So there was a lot of people there.
All right.
At one point, I thought they were pretty much maxed towards the end of the session.
Oh wow.
What kind of killed it was that the Poma, they were cleaning and sanitizing that, so they didn't have that running. So it's mainly only the express quad and the conveyor in the beginning area.
Okay.
But as far as people goes, there was not many there when we got there for our time slot.
Mm-hmm.
But then they run the time slot every 15 minutes. So then they add 30 people. They add 30 people. And then by the end of your session, like by 2 hours, it was max capacity.
See, I assumed they were going to just do it 2 hours. Everybody comes in at the beginning of the session, and then everybody's out at the end of the session, and then the next one, and so on and so forth. I didn't think they were going to be doing every few minutes, then just loading up over the 2 hours.
Yeah, and it's kind of strange. Originally, the booking times were only every half an hour. Now, when I went to go book for Saturday, they were running them every 15 minutes, but limiting 15 people, 30 people, so many people this session. Okay. But the people build up per session, so it does get really busy.
Wow.
I could never imagine 500 people in there at once, even though it is a pretty massive place.
It does look massive from the highway. I'll say that. We used to see that thing driving back and forth from here to Vermont, back to where I lived in New Jersey all the time. We used to see it. So even with the amount of people on there, could you get a lot of runs or no?
I would say I still got over 20 runs in. The park runs take a little bit longer because you're just kind of waiting for people to clear features and stuff like that.
Sure.
When I first got there, a little bit sloppy on the snow, and then, second run down was okay. But most of my runs were at the beginning of my session.
Okay.
Because as they started loading up, and then they pretty much cleared out at the one session, and then there was a whole nother group waiting to come in. So, once they get rid of everybody, they clean, sanitize, and start over. But it was pretty packed and maxed out at the end of my section.
Wow.
There were pretty much no more tickets left for that session when I went.
That's something. It really doesn't sound too bad. Like, it kind of sounds, like you said, a little chaotic at the beginning, not too bad. And it sounds like as the building starts to get packed, but it's just like a packed day on an outside hill. Like, in the morning you're moving, and then by the afternoon, if there's 1,000 people there, everything tends to slow down. Lifts get packed and so on. Sounds exactly the same. I can't see why anybody would think this is any different than being outside, really. And
it's not. I'm telling you, like, you take in the all, you get in the door, and it's just like, there's these fake trees with snow on it, and, they do the whole lodge thing and everything else. But the second you hit that 28 degrees, you're on a ski slope, and you don't care. It's friggin' 90 degrees outside.
Dude.
And you're sitting there skiing right now.
That's like the greatest thing ever, in my opinion. Like, that's amazing. That's just technology used for good, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I don't know what the operating costs are or bottom line or whatever, but you know what? When you look at that many tickets going through and that many sessions sold out, they're very strict with the mask policy. They're very strict with everything. If you have your mask down at all, they'll come over and tell you to put it up.
Okay.
If you refuse or give them lip, then a couple more people come over. So it's Jersey. Don't throw your ass out.
Yeah. No. Don't play around. Those people aren't there to play around.
Yeah, but I pretty much kept my mask on the whole time. There's social distancing people on the lift lines.
Okay.
They ask you, please keep your distance. Please keep your distance.
Okay.
And everybody just kind of forgets. Everybody just wants to, just go in the lift line like they normally do. But I tell you what, the lift lines, even though only the express quad was open, the lift lines still moved pretty quick because either people were with a group and were riding in groups of fours,
okay,
or it was me and Ski Wife, which were riding in groups of twos.
Sure.
And then singles would just sit on each end of the quad.
Okay, so they are doing the just the split chair basically, I guess you could say.
They
Okay.
are. So the singles still won't ride up by themselves.
All right. Well, that's cool too. Make a friend, just distanced, I guess. I don't know. Um, so that see, I think that's a big worry people are having about this coming season with all the distancing is that lift lines already get crazy enough. Are they going to get worse with people going up as singles or just doubles on quads and things like this? But it sounds like if they can do it indoors, we can do it anywhere.
Right. And you know what? And I think they got it down. And I think the resorts from summer operations got it down on a pretty decent plan. I was curious to see how they would work with the COVID thing. I'm fine with the temperature check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with going in and skiing with a mask.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I got my Ski Rex Media mask finally in the mail.
Yeah, I
I'm all
saw
set
that.
there.
That's awesome. I got mine too. So woo, we can
Yeah.
all show them off.
So, it's going to be a lot easier with that. I was wearing a 3-ply surgical mask
Mm-hmm.
when I went there, and it just turned to ice.
Really?
It turned to ice through breathing through it and got all jacked up.
Ugh.
So if you're planning on going there with a surgical mask, I wouldn't. I'd wear some kind of cloth or something else because that thing was just a block of ice by the end of the session.
That's a good tip. Anybody listening or watching, take the right kind of mask. It's gonna suck if you don't. Speaking of the cold, I think you said this, and I think the Ski Bum podcast guys agreed with you. They said you all said that 28 degrees doesn't feel the same inside as it does outside.
No, and you know what? It's not a humid 28. It's a rather dry 28.
Mm-hmm.
But the only strange thing is that there's no wind.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you're going down, like the air just hitting you isn't with a wind like it is on a slope.
Okay.
I was basically just wearing my Ski Rex Media workout shirt with my Columbia jacket, and I was like sweating to death. I could have just went there with gloves and a hoodie.
Dude.
And would have been fun. But 28 degrees, what we think of as 28 being a cold day,
Yeah.
or a chillier day on a slope, really doesn't feel like 28 degrees in there.
That's awesome. That's actually really awesome. I mean, I know they have to keep it that cold to keep the real snow real. But, man, if you can go in there like it's a spring day, that's awesome. Especially in the summer.
And the snow had, I would say, it's not that, East Coast morning crunch where you're, digging your edges in and, just ripping apart the ice. It's a soft, dry, buttery snow. I'd say the snow quality is just great, just because they can control it so much better indoors. And another thing about the snow is its variation. Like, there's no variance in the snow.
Yeah.
It's the same all over the hill.
That's just weird. That's just kind of strange to think about. That it's just the same. Because
it's the same. Like, there's no variation. It doesn't get chopped up as much. You don't have that choppiness. You don't have as many times as people are just ripping down it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any kind of variations in the snow whatsoever.
That's so weird. That is so strange. I wonder when their ad people are going to catch on and be like, Big Snow American Dream, the best snow in the East.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's not bad. Light, fluffy, buttery. Ski Wife always tries to spray me with her board, but a little bit unsuccessful because I moved to the side and then she got somebody else. Yeah. Well, guy wasn't too happy about that.
The snow's not socially distant, man. He's got to deal with it.
Pretty much.
Like, you got to deal.
I'd say for the most part, the crowds were calm. They were a little rowdy outside trying to get in.
Sure.
Especially just there was no direction on the way to get in. So people were just kind of lining up in lines. They were pulling people. Some people were waiting longer than others and before others. Mm. And, they wind up cursing the employees out and everything else. And then,
oh, Jesus.
It's what it is. You know what I mean? Everybody's just kind of hype or whatever.
Yeah. Well, but, it's unfortunate to say, but if you are in an industry like that, retail, the ski industry, hospitality, the assholes are always going to get you no matter what you do.
There's always one asshole.
And you don't want to be negative. I hate being negative. Everybody knows that. I hate saying that. But unfortunately, there's always an asshole, and not a positive one either, which is unfortunate.
No. It was crazy. And everybody's just looking at the guy like, come on, man. We're all trying to go on snow here. Just fucking be patient. Yeah. Everyone's going to get in at the same time, all for a session.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and, on the way to, get your RFID wristband and everything.
Yeah.
So after you get the COVID check, temperature check, all that,
sure.
They'll go ahead and guide a group of 5, and then you socially distance to get your wristband.
Okay.
And the locker comes with the ticket you buy. So whether you buy the full snow day package with all your gear
Sure.
and rentals, or you bring your own gear like I did and just have the single day visit experience, the RFID, if you press it against the locker,
Yeah.
it matches your wristband to your locker.
Oh,
So it's almost like a no-touch system.
That's cool. They should have that anyway, everywhere. It doesn't matter the pandemic conditions, man. That's just awesome. Like, I would love that. I would love that.
And you'll see people cleaning. You'll see people everywhere. They do have rentals sectioned off on like these plastic sheets, and they do have directional movement, like one way down this way, one way down the other way. You know, they ask you to just stay with your party that you came with in the locker area. That's why they only sit you back there in groups of 5.
Sure. All right.
So, but like the whole experience was just unbelievable.
That's so great. Like, that's what I wanted to hear. Like, I was afraid. I was honestly afraid because I asked you to do this before you even went the first time on the, last Friday. And I was like, man, he's hyped up. I'm hyped up. I'm not even going yet. And it's just like, it's going to suck. And that's going to suck on top of that. Like, come on, please don't suck. Because other people did enjoy it. The Ski Pump Podcast guys, they were there on opening day, like grand opening day. Back in December, and they said it was awesome. You know, we talked about it, I think, when I was on their program, and it's like, man, that's awesome. And I was just afraid that this COVID thing was just going to ruin it for everyone.
No, I'll say probably by tomorrow when I go back, they'll probably have the COVID thing worked out. And like I said, it was only their 3rd day of operations opening, and I'm sure there's, you know, some bugs and some training errors and stuff like that.
I mean, sure.
Which is expected. And I expected that from the door. And like I said, well, I was in there within like 10, 15 minutes. I really didn't care. We weren't late getting onto the slopes. You know, but they pretty much have it figured out to an operation that I think you may see across the board. I mean, they have the reservation system. They have their COVID cleaning schedules.
Sure.
When you buy the lift ticket, you know, it says, by buying this lift ticket, you inherit the risk of catching COVID-19. You know, we're not held liable for that. By coming here, you assume the risk.
Yep. That's good. That's good. I like that.
And I think from a liability perspective, and we always talk about lawsuits and how I hate people that sue mountains or want refunds or whatever.
You know me. You know me. I don't support that shit at all. Ugh.
Yeah, so I think that they definitely had to take care of it on that end.
Yeah.
But if you look at their operation, the way they're operating indoor, I think it may slightly be different outdoor, but I can't see how it is. I think they're going to put people on the express quads end to end if you're single on a single.
Yeah.
I think if you're with your group, you go up as your group, and other mountains have done it.
Yeah.
You know, Timberline was on a reservation system, and then I guess they really didn't need one when it came to summer skiing at Hood.
No.
You know, and talking to Lance, you know, at Tormiel, little shout out, but
shout out.
You know, I was living through him all summer, and now he gets to live through me until he's skiing again. So
I think he reused some of your pictures the other day.
He did, and he texted me this morning and said, because I went to go read his story, I'm like, yo, man, they're my photos from the indoor. He's like, I know. He's like, I forgot to put your name on there.
That's so awesome.
Because everybody's texting me like, dude, this ain't you. Who is this?
I did the same thing. I almost said something just to be an ass. I was going to be like, dude, you don't have that out there in the PNW. You got nothing, bro. Who are you trying to kid? But I let it go. I was like, that's just funny. That's funny on its own. That's just funny.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to give me a shout out and kind of fucked it up, but that was all right.
We all knew who it was.
All good.
We all know who he was talking, or we all know where he got him. We all know.
Yeah, just nobody in the PNW knew. They're like, what the hell? Who the hell is it?
Oh, yeah, they were confused as hell. They're like, wait, what? That's not Timberline. What's going on here? Because I think that's all they got out there. No, they have other stuff. I know they do. That sounds friggin' amazing. I know I might be going in October, still working that out, but it's good to know. You've given a ton of tips, like just in that little bit of information, knowing what to expect. And I think a ton of people are going to try and head down there, man, because I mean it's the only game in town right now across the entire country.
Yeah, I mean, I would book early, get your reservations early.
Yeah.
You know, me and at Sprint and Ski going there on Saturday, we booked 2 sessions back to back.
Oh,
Now, if you do
nice.
that, so if you do that and you do the 4 hours,
Hmm.
you will actually have to come back out, get another temperature check, and go through the process again. You can leave your gear inside though.
Oh, that's cool. So, and that was actually going to be one of my questions. Are they checking for back-to-back bookings? But clearly they're letting you do it, or letting people do it, I should say.
Yeah, so they will let you do it.
That's
There
awesome.
was another I didn't know that they were letting people do that. I found
Yeah.
out through just somebody that was in line and
Hmm.
said, "Oh, I have two sections," and they said, "Okay, you'll just have to come back out, check back in, go through the process again with the temperature check, and then but you can leave your gear in there and just can't enter the slope 5 minutes before your scheduled time."
That's that's all, dude. They got this locked. Like they know what they're doing. They just have to work out the opening day or opening week kinks, and they're gold. They're golden. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I'm telling you, you forget you're even indoors. I
Hmm.
mean, like and I always say that's like a mental thing for me. You know what I mean? I never
Yeah.
feel so free as when I'm up on a mountain, or
Yeah.
and I
Totally.
do love the mountain views. It doesn't replace that.
Hmm.
It never will. And I
Sure.
love being outdoors and outside.
Hmm.
But it's I waited so long to ski, and my season got cut short.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt, even if next year, if I ski into June or wind up at Timberline or wherever,
Yeah.
I'll still hit there. Um,
Absolutely.
just to keep it going.
Yeah. I love the idea of using it, even if you're just going a few times, like maybe once, twice, three times a summer. If you're not living in the Meadowlands area, the New York metro area, Newark and all those places, like just getting down there to keep the body in shape, ready to go, like keep the muscle memory, all that shit, just like be ready to go. Like I think that's amazing.
Yeah, like my first run was sloppy as shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, one because the snow like doesn't change. You know,
Mm,
but but the second time down, there was just me and this other guy there,
sure.
and we were pretty much just tearing down,
Nice.
carving into the snow, and just from that point on, where you just take off and just blast down that trail,
Hmm.
and it's actually fairly long. I expected a much shorter slope,
Yeah,
but it's actually fairly long for being an indoor slope.
that's amazing.
Um,
That's just
but
cool.
another thought I had was that the UK has had these things and China has had these things for forever,
Oh yeah.
you know, and they use them all the time, and they've been very successful at them. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, there's got to be something to it. Like, it just can't suck. There has to be something to it.
Yeah, people love them. And I've been saying it. You've heard me say it. I'm like, if this thing, now that they can open again, catches on and they build the one in Miami and the one in Virginia, like they're going up in every major city. They're going up everywhere. As and it's kind of a good thing because I mean, let's be honest. For as popular as skiing, snowboarding, other snow sports are, people like you and I, we love it. But it's still not the most popular thing in the world. It's not football. It's not basketball. It's not hockey. But these things, man, these are going to drive up. I think are going to drive up interest like by a ton, especially like with New York being right across the river. Like it's a bus ride. It's so much easier than coming up here. You
So
know what I
I'll
mean?
tell you, one of the most busiest areas in that place,
Okay.
besides the express quad, was the lesson line. And how many people
Yeah.
were taking lessons, riding the magic carpet up
Yep.
and taking lessons, snow school, everything was full effect.
Yep.
That was probably the busiest area in there.
Mm-hmm.
And those people bought the package, where you get your lessons, you get everything.
Yeah.
And their progression on to the next slope was, you know, for some of them was great. So you see the ski school, just like you
Mm-hmm.
see on a regular mountain.
Sure.
And you see the progression. And I tell you what, the terrain park, we had people backflipping, somersaulting. They got rails, boxes, jumps, everything.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how the park was. Like you said, you kind of had to wait a little bit, but that's the nature of park riding anyway. But is it a good park?
It is a good park. If you are just learning park, or if you are an expert parker,
Okay.
there are features there for you everywhere. Everything from little jibs and jabs to the boxes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to rainbow rails, thin rails, flat rails. Lance would have a blast in this place all summer long. I know he would.
It, it's legit, as the kids say. It is legit. Like they have been putting up video of some of their park, some of the kids who've been in the park, some of the younger guys. Maybe I don't know. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't think they're anybody pro, but they're throwing down like they're at, you know, a full size outdoor park, and it looks great. Like it just looks amazing. Like
Yeah,
I'm blown away just seeing video and pictures of it.
Yeah, and it figures, you know, because I got the video on my GoPro, and as soon as I find out how to get that information off of there and onto my GoPro app to edit it, because my GoPro app decided not to work or download anything new for, you know, in 6 years it hasn't done anything. Nice. New GoPro, and yeah, just won't connect to the app for some reason.
Boo! So, listen up, GoPro, if you're watching.
yeah, at GoPro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get your shit together. But as soon as I get that out there, like, you're going to hear the carving. You're going to hear the crunch. You're going to see the speed you can go down the slope.
That's awesome.
They don't slow you down until, like, you're pretty much within 30 feet of the wall.
Wow.
You know.
You're coming right to the end, man.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, right to the end. They don't stop you in the middle of the slope and say, oh, it's slow. Mm-hmm. It's all the way and not until you're to the end. That's it.
So it is a legit ski experience. That's
and I'm
amazing.
telling you, the second that door opens, they have two doors. You scan your RFID to start your time. Mm-hmm. You're free to come in and out, but your time still runs.
Sure.
And you just have to scan in and out each time you come in and out.
Okay.
But you know, the biggest thing is get chairlift snacks, bring some water. Food and beverage is closed for right now.
Okay.
I guess until they figure out how to open that up. Mm-hmm. You know, but
sure.
Just like the second you click in, and the second those doors open, you're like, oh shit, you know, we're going fucking skiing now.
That's awesome. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. I am now more excited than I was when the place opened. I am now more excited than I was now. I'll probably make my reservations tonight. Might as well get ready for October whenever I can go in October. That's awesome, dude.
I mean, just even your lift ride up. You know what I mean? You're watching the parkers. You're watching the other skiers. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody knows we all people watch from the lift.
Yeah.
You know, even that guy skiing down in his jeans. You know,
I love that guy. I love him. I am him. I'll ski in my jeans. In the winter, too. I don't care. Even I'll put shorts on and do it. I don't care. But anyway, that's amazing. It's a real experience. So any hater out there who's ever listened is like, that's fucking stupid. It's not stupid. It's amazing. Rob said so. I agree with him already.
Yeah, it is amazing. Like, look, we can go out there and say, oh, I ski this big mountain, I ski that big mountain, blah, blah, blah. And you know, it's not even about big mountains or big mountain skiing, little mountain skiing. It just doesn't matter.
No.
It's the experience of being on snow. You know, that's what my whole Stoke's about. And it's my whole Stoke's always been. Yeah, and I've skied everything from big to small all my life.
That's awesome.
You know, but the Stoke is there. Right? Am I going to go there during the winter as much? No. I'll be using my Epic Pass and, you know, and my home mountain pass.
Totally.
And, you know, and killing it there. That'll be my time to be outside.
Yeah.
But, you know, to start my season in fucking September?
Yeah.
You know, and by the time it hits Saturday, I'll be on day 3. Are you fucking kidding me?
Seriously, like, you're starting your season in September in New Jersey. Nobody can say that. Nobody has been ever able to say that until now, unless they do grass skiing, which is one thing. But this is real. This is snow. This is what you do. And now you've started in September. You could hit 100 days, no worries.
Oh, definitely. You know, and there's no season pass there. Probably if there was, I'd get one.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, that's ending up on Epic or Icon by next season. For 21, 22, absolutely on one of them. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but it's, I'm telling you, man, like, you know, I think it was like $31.49 a ticket or $31.99 a ticket. I have all my own gear.
Yeah, totally. That's what I would do.
You know, and even though it's, you know, as many times as I went, I could say, oh, well, it's getting expensive. Well, you know, and I blow $30 on dumb shit all week long. So, you know,
exactly. That's what I always tell people. Deal. People like that, 2 hours, $35. I was like, come on, dude. I go to 2-hour movies and pay the same thing. Get out of here. It's the same shit.
I mean, that's one extra tank of gas for me, you know, and it's all highway driving there. Doesn't even suck your tank down, doesn't do anything. You're just highway cruising, really no traffic. and we all know, like, on the way to Newark, six lanes wide.
Yeah,
You
totally,
know,
dude. Like, I mean, like that's what I was telling my friend yesterday. I said, dude, we can go down from your house. It's like 4 hours, and we can take the easy way. We don't even have to go through the city. We can go around it. No worries. I love it. I love it, dude. I think this is great. You have me sold. I'm sure you've sold a couple other people, no doubt. Thank you for coming and talking to us about it, dude. That's awesome. I'm so happy you did this.
yeah, no, it's awesome. I definitely want to get the word out, and thanks for having me on, so we can get the word out, and hopefully get more people out there and get into it and knock the rust off. It's a great place to knock the rust off. It's just a place to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping of, because I'm gonna be rusty as hell, dude. Me and my one boy go. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly as sin. Ugh.
Well, you know what? Rather be ugly there than Mount Snow or somewhere else.
Yeah, well, people have seen me be ugly at Mount Snow, but not in a long time.
You know what? There's going to be ski patrol there,
Yep.
ski school there. All the same stuff you see in the mountain is going to be there.
I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I want one of these things built here. I don't care.
In 2 hour session, I thought Tiny Bird Hill, 2 hours. Honestly, I wanted to go another two. I was just having so much fun, just blasting down the slope. All 30 seconds of it just to get to the lift again. But the lift ride back up,
Sure,
isn't that long because it's a shorter slope.
Yeah.
And you know what? I even would have got more runs in had the Poma been open, and all the parkers would have took the Poma.
Yep.
To hit the park.
Absolutely. So. Oh God, I hope that thing's open. I'm not gonna try and ride it. Not yet. I'm not ready for that yet. But me and those Poma lifts, man, we don't mix. That sounds awesome, dude. I'm totally in there. I remember when you said you were going in October. I can't go that week. It's unfortunate, but I'll get down there, which is anybody who wants to go, if I can go, will go. We'll all meet up there. Who said it the other day? Somebody said it the other day that it's going to become like the East Coast, like ground zero or some shit. I don't remember what it was, but that's what we said. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's and the other thing I noticed is that everybody's representing their home mountains. Or mountains they've been to. You got Steamboat hats, Jackson Hole shirts, Whistler, Vermont. You got everybody representing everything out there.
Ski Rex Media.
In their hoodies. And I'm out there representing Ski Rex Media, Ski Bum Podcast, Ski the East, everything on my helmet, clothes, stickers.
You're a good boy, that's why. You do right.
And I'm out there, representing the Snow Sports, the group that I'm associated with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, so everybody's like, you know what, but fuck it, I don't care how much vert's here. It's 90 degrees out. I'm fucking skiing right now. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Go to the beach.
Absolutely.
I'm a goddamn fucking rider. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's perfect. And I think that I think a lot of people, well, obviously there's a bunch of people going. They're all in the same mindset. It's there. It's open. Let's get it and get it now. Get it while the getting's good. That's awesome, dude.
I mean, really, I always call people like, that they're like, oh, well, it's not Corbett. It's not meant to be.
No, it totally isn't.
It's not meant to be. It takes the itch out. It gets you by. It's a training ground.
Yeah.
It's a practice ground. It's no different than them salting the glacier up at Timberline Lodge for giant slalom and slalom ski.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just indoor. It's convenient. As long as this pandemic goes away, it'll always be open. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Like I said, it's technology used in a way that it should be used. I mean, all right, maybe environmentally, it's probably not the greatest thing because it probably uses 1 billion gallons of water and a shit ton of electricity, but we'll figure that out. It's the future. It's fine. We're almost Star Trek here. We're fine. That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, and I'm not too sure. Like, we were the first session.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually just got done running the guns prior to that. So you can actually see like a haze of flakes, like still in the air.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was just, like I said, from the second I clicked in and slid up to, get on the express quad, to the second I got off the express quad and slid down and looked down that slope, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
Everything indoors about the place, or anything I had maybe an issue with on the way there, which wasn't really much of anything.
Sure.
I'm just like, just get me on snow, but it's still gonna suck. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it didn't. The second I just slid through that buttery snow, got off that lift, got on there, and ripped a couple of runs down.
Nice.
5th run in, I was good.
That's awesome, dude. Was it groomed if you guys were first run?
It was groomed, yep.
It was groomed. They ran their groomer. Very nice. Dude, that's awesome. You got me sold. Thank you for coming on and telling us about it, dude. I'm going to let you go, but that was awesome. I'm psyched. I'm sure everybody who heard that is psyched.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
That was beautiful. Well, thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. You can check him out on Twitter and Instagram at tech_Rob on Twitter and Rob_G on Instagram. Those will be in the description. Don't even worry about them. Like I always say, don't look at the description while you're driving your car. Wait till you get home. Thanks again, Rob, man. We'll talk to you another time. All right, bud?
All right, man. Later.
Laters. So there you go, kids. That is one of the greatest. You know, I'm going to make sure Big Snow sees this, hears this episode, sees a clip or two, something, because that was a hell of a plug, of a push for that place. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. The person I'm going to go with, I'm going to make sure he's excited. We're going to go. We're going to tear that shit up. And I'm going to do it right, dude. I'm going to do it ski board style, baby. Like, I'm going with the short skis, and I'm going to rip that place up, and we're going to go rip that place up. Once again, thank you to Rob G. Again, you want to check him out on Twitter and Instagram. Down in the description. True East Coast ski bum. Great guy, obviously. He has a lot of fun, a lot of good things to say about that place. So we're all going to go check it out. If you are in the East or if you are coming East, I don't know everything about the travel restrictions, but I know I can go there from here, and that's just driving. So if you happen to be in the area and you want to get some runs in, call. Again, they said opening week, a little tough, but probably something they can iron out really easy with the COVID restrictions. And it's really just mass and distancing and reservations and really easy. And you know what? It gives us hope that the outdoor traditional places are going to be just as easy when the season starts. It's going to be a great season, everybody. This is obvious. It's going to be good. Yeah, it may be a little tricky as things open up, but that's okay. It's no big deal. It'll be just like grand openings for everyone, all right? So thank you for watching, and again, thanks to Rob. I hope you all enjoyed him, and remember to subscribe to Ski Rex Media on your audio version platform of choice, be it Spotify, Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, whatever it may be. Subscribe there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then head down in the description. You can find ways to contact me through social media, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Patreon and Discord. If you have something you want to talk about on Ski Rex Media, if you have something to say, leave comments where you can. Send me an email, do whatever you want, subscribe everywhere, become part of the Ski Rex Media family. You never know, you may end up having an episode all your own as the season goes on. What do you say? Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I will check you this Saturday for a new live stream and virtual après party where we're going to be doing that again. I don't know the topic, but we'll figure it out. Or maybe I'll have had it figured out before this actually airs. What do you say, everybody? I will see you on the next one. Enjoy and get down to Big Snow if you are able to get that stoke early. Get it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.